Have you ever woken in the dead of night, paralyzed and gasping for air, as if something unseen is crushing your chest? This chilling experience haunted our ancestors, who believed it was the work of a sinister being, the Mare. The Mare, rooted in ancient Scandinavian and Germanic folklore, was a night rider, a malevolent spirit that attacked sleepers. Its name comes from Old Norse, meaning to crush or harm. The tales of King Vanlandi, who was killed in his sleep by a Mare summoned by a sorceress, crushed beneath its weight. The Mare was blamed for the suffocating terror and paralysis that struck in the night, a universal explanation for nightmares. People called it a mare ride, the feeling of being ridden and controlled by a dark force while trapped between sleep and waking. This legend gave a face to the mysterious horrors of the night, making the unknown just a little more bearable. Even today, echoes of the Mare linger in our language and fears. The Mare was a shapeshifter, slipping through the tiniest cracks to torment its victims. It could appear as a cat, a mouse, or even a horse, always close, always dangerous. Some believed the Mare was the wandering soul of a living woman, perhaps a witch, or even an unsuspecting neighbor. In Poland, a woman with a unibrow was feared as a future, their version of the Mare. The Mare's attacks weren't limited to people. Horses were often found exhausted and tangled, as if ridden all night. Even twisted tree branches were blamed on the Mare's nocturnal rides. Today we know these terrifying episodes as sleep paralysis, when the mind wakes but the body cannot move, often accompanied by hallucinations. For our ancestors, the Mare was the only explanation for such vivid, paralyzing fear. The legend endures because it gave meaning to the inexplicable terrors of the night. To fight the Mare, people turned to folk remedies and rituals. Iron objects, scissors, knives, keys, were placed under pillows to ward off evil. Cracks and keyholes were plugged, and shoes were set pointing away from the bed to confuse the Mare. Words and symbols also offered protection. Prayers, incantations, and pentagrams carved above doors. Knotted strings were left by the bed, hoping the Mare would waste the night untying them. Some tales claimed you could trap the Mare by sealing her entrance, forcing her to appear in human form. But such victories were fleeting. If her secret was revealed, she would vanish forever. These rituals gave people a sense of control over the darkness. The fight against the Mare was as much about hope as it was about fear. The Mare's shadow lingers in our language. Nightmare comes from this ancient terror, not from horses but from thee. The legend lives on in books, films, and shows, like the horror movie and the series. The Mare embodies our fear of helplessness in sleep, a universal anxiety that science now calls sleep paralysis. For centuries, the Mare gave people a story to explain the terror of being trapped and powerless in the night. She is the personification of our deepest fears, loss of control, the unknown, and the vulnerability of sleep. The legend reminds us that while science explains the symptoms, the dread remains. The Mare is more than a monster. She is the echo of ancient fears that still haunt our dreams. The night will always hold its mysteries, and the Mare's legacy endures in every nightmare. Even in the age of reason, the darkness still has its riders.